Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Perspective. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. There's so much to discuss this week. We're going to be looking at Mercury in retrograde and how that can affect your sign. It's happening for you in your 9th house of higher learning, long distance travel, connection with spirit, as in communication with spirit. So meditation, research, so that kind of area. If there's been any spiritual questions that you've wanted to know more information about, this is a really good time to delve into that. And then we're going to look at the new moon in Scorpio, which is also happening in that 9th house, and we're going to talk a little bit about that influence. And so I'm not pulling any cards for the overall energy for the week because it just seems like the energy of the week is the Scorpio energy. So I do want to ask you to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and help connect our energies. That would be great. And then we're going to go ahead and jump right on in and see what we get here. So in this 9th house for you of Mercury, kinds of things that you can look at doing to move things forward for you. I'm using no, that was right. Okay, I'm using Yasmin Bolin and Kim Farnell, the Mercury retrograde book. You already had a retrograde happen in your sign earlier this year, right? It's in water sign, so here we are again in another water sign. It should be better than that first one was. But, still, things are going to be delayed. There's going to be that fuzziness around communication, right? That hard, I don't know, it's like static on the line, right? So make sure you're double checking everything as far as communication goes. You might find that you have trouble speaking. I know I'm experiencing this big time, so you'll catch me stopping and trying to find words because I can't seem to do it. So it's gonna be fun. All right, so 5 things you can do that would be beneficial for you to use this energy in a positive way would be to resit for an exam or take up a course of study that you abandoned earlier. So if there was something that you were studying and then it didn't work out so well for you, this might be a good time to look at it again. If you took a standardized test of some sort and it didn't go so well, might be a good time to go ahead and prepare for it and or take that exam. It's a good time to republish your work. So if you have something that's been out of print or where you needed to make a few adjustments, you could probably publish it now and have good results from it. It says revisit a place. So that must be that long distance travel. So someplace that you went that you really liked, that you got something out of, it might be an opportunity to go back there. It says set your mind on the big questions of life. This is that connection with spirit, the communication, the researching, especially if you were looking at anything in the trying to sort something out, what do you believe? How do you feel about it? What do you know? This is about studying it, though, like doing the research on it. And then if you have any legal issues that were unresolved, this might be a good time to go ahead and delve back into that but don't start anything new, right? This is not a time for signing new contracts, but it is a chance to look over where they are. Also, Scorpio is about other people's money. So if you are in a partnership, if you have investments with somebody, if you have joint finances with, your significant other, things like that, this might be a good time to kind of go through and look at that stuff too. So that's just kind of a heads up on that. So let's go ahead and get into, new moon. It's going to be like this, sorry. New moon. If you have not done a new moon intention, because the new moon was on Saturday and Sunday. So they say that you have like 72 hours of that energy to really utilize it. But right now, it's just this really fertile ground that if you have missed that window of opportunity, that 72 hours, you haven't missed anything. So go ahead and take a look at your life. Where would you like to plant the seeds of intention, especially if there's someplace you want to travel to or go to, or something you want to study or learn, and you're not sure how you're going to finance it. Are you going to use other people's money to get there? Those kinds of things would be really great. So take a look at your situation and where can you pull the weeds of things out of your life that are not working for you, so that you can plant your seeds of intention, doing both and making sure to express your appreciation. This is a good time to write this stuff down and turn it over to spirit, because right now, whatever you are focused on, positive or negative, you're probably going to manifest. Everybody is. This is really fertile ground. Also, if you want to get pregnant, this could be a good opportunity to do that. If you don't want to get pregnant, it still could be a good opportunity to do that. So heads up on that. This is really, really fertile ground. This moon in Scorpio is about balancing the masculine and the feminine karmic energies. Lots of stuff being resolved. This is why you keep hearing about twin flames starting to come together. It's starting to really, this energy here, really causing that transformation, really bringing those things through. Don't forget about dark moon Lilith rules this new moon, and that is about being independent. It is good to be in a nice, okay, so twin flame energy should not be codependent energy. So if it is codependent, it's probably not your twin, or it's not you and your twin ready. So you might have to back out of that situation, revisit it in a few years. So it is not like that. It should not be a codependent energy. It should be, I was in the woods the other day and I saw this fabulous oak tree, and it had this big, huge base. And then the base got up to here, it split, and these two trees went up straight and tall, and their branches interlocked a little. And I thought, wow, that looks like twin flame energy to me. You came from the same source light, but you were living two independent lives that support each other. But the one wasn't leaning on the other, didn't need it. It was independent all on its own. If something happened to one part of that tree, they could have taken down that tree and the other part would still stand. So independent, but supportive. That's a good relationship. That's what we should be seeking out there. So this is an opportunity to kind of take a look around, at your relationships. But that's why twin flames are starting to come together, because they come together to serve the greater good. They don't come together to hold and prop each other up. And so if your relationship isn't at that stage, then either it's not your twin flame and it's a karmic who's here to help teach you a lesson, or it could be your twin flame, but you're both not equally ready. Like one of you is maybe and not the other, but if it's codependent, it doesn't seem like either of you are really in that space yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the week. All right, so the moon here in Scorpio is also about realizing that there's so much more out there. It's like the dawn of the new day, and you're peeking through and you're seeing what there is, but there's also the sense of isolation. And that sense of isolation almost feels self-imposed this time. It feels like the need to draw into yourself, to create that space in yourself, to allow for communication with spirit, to allow for spiritual growth, to allow for healing. Deep healing to happen. But in your case, I feel like it's more about the spiritual growth aspect of it and allowing for that healing to come in. And so paying attention to what that means in your life. So we have here, explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities. It's a good time to make some changes. And so yes, realizing what you want. Also realizing that you might need to do research, right? When it says to explore your options, I mean, that sounds like research to me. That sounds like looking at things, I feel like a lot of this is going to be going on underneath the surface. Like everybody, Scorpio is really great for being able to maintain what looks like a really, well balanced out here, nobody really knows. It's kind of like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing with Scorpio on a lot of places and a lot of times, and it might be a situation like that where you need to explore your options on something, but you kind of need to keep it low key and maybe not necessarily let everybody know exactly what it is that you're doing or you're going for here. So that's just something to keep in mind. When the moon moves into Sagittarius, it does that at 5:58 p.m. on Tuesday night, Eastern Daylight Time. And this will be a good time to start looking toward the future with hope, which is really interesting because we have here the Guardian and flying high. And that looks like looking forward to the future with hope and being protected. And you see up here the dragonfly, a spirit leading the way and transformation. It's about accepting a situation and or accepting help. Remember, Spirit can only help you when you open up your mouth and you ask them to help you because of free will, right? So ask for the help and the guidance that you need, for the opportunities to come in, to allow for the growth to come in. With the moon in Sagittarius, there is going to be this impulse, this, oh my gosh, I just want to go ahead and do this. And you might want to jump out there and do something. So I just want to caution you to kind of think it through and make sure that you're not just knee-jerk reaction. However, that being said, this Wednesday is a really great day to get some stuff done. So being productive on Wednesday, you're flying high, you're feeling good about things, and you're looking forward to the future with hope. And that is a beautiful energy that you're in. The Mercury goes into retrograde on Thursday at 11:41 a.m. So try to, wrap up anything you've got going on. It is not a time to sign. After Mercury's retrograde, don't be starting things that require a signature, major purchases, plan for travel delays, especially with this being in your house, a long distance travel. If you already have a trip that's planned, double check and triple check. And then on the way to your airport, check again with your travel agent or with the airline or whatever. And just the travel delays are going to be a kind of a thing. The Mercury goes direct on November 20th. So fortunately, that is before Thanksgiving here in the United States. That'll be very helpful just in general, but still it'll be in shadow. So make sure you're paying attention and planning for that. So then on Thursday night at 10:38 p.m. So basically Friday and Saturday, the moon is in Capricorn. So this is your 10th house of no, this is in your 11th house. This is in your 11th house of wow, sorry. Your 11th house of group activities, friendships, goals, the tangible goals, not spiritual goals, not dreamy goals, but very tangible goals and action steps that you need to take. And so this is about self-love and self-care, understanding that you're being nurtured and blessed with the nourishment of the universe. So being grateful for that. But also, where do you invest your time? Where do you invest your energy? What are you doing to take care of yourself, to nourish yourself, and also to nourish these relationships and these goals and these dreams? And so that's kind of the area you want to look at. And here we have the spirit of the warrior. That's a 7, because it's 3 and 4 is 7. So that's kind of like taking the spiritual high ground and having to ward off the negative. And so in relationships, when I look at that, my first thought is, this is about overcoming obstacles. It's about that slow and steady progress and careful small steps and nurturing. And so patience is key. And I feel like in the arena of your public persona out there, you are going to need to be very patient, because I feel like people are going to be kind of sort of coming at you. But it says don't give up if you feel hopeless, despair, defeat, or frustration, and if you wonder if it's really worth it. Again, the question is, where do you invest your resources, your time, your energy, your spiritual, emotional, whatever, right? If it's really worth it, place your mind in your heart, and your heart in the awareness of what it is that is inspiring you. Do you feel alone on your great quest? Look for the legions of beings in spirit and upon the earth that fight alongside you, fearless and ferocious with love. Be uplifted by your fellow spirit warriors, beloved one. Feel the joy of their love and unity within you. You have access to divine powers that conquer any obstacle, win every battle, and secure every victory. Wow, what a great card to have right there in Capricorn. That is about that, overcoming the obstacles in groups and group activities and looking for your tribe. Not every relationship is worth hanging on to. So discerning which ones really are and putting the effort and the time into those. Then we have the moon moving into Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about that out-of-the-box thinking, to creative problem solving, to get on your path, to figure out how you're going to go. So you're going to have to modify a little, adapt a little. It might require an unusual approach to things to get things done. But wow, okay, so you have embracing the future. I step into the future with an open heart. But you are going to need to step softly. It says, proceeding softly, my inner power grows in moments of quietude. So staying connected to spirit, keeping some things to yourself, you know, and then making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. You're making a difference in somebody's life. This starfish being released into the ocean, right? That's about that story of that boy that was running up and down the beach one morning, throwing all the starfish that were beached back into the water, and there was just so many on the beach, and this older gentleman's walking by, and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm saving the starfish. And he's like, but there's so many, you can't save them all. It doesn't really make a difference. And the little boy tossed another one into the ocean and looked at me and goes, made a difference to that one. You're making a difference. You may not be making the grand splash that you thought you were going to make, but does that really matter? We're all here to help. Every little bit we do adds up. It adds up, and in the end, it makes a big difference. So you raising your personal vibrational energy, allowing others and helping others to raise their personal vibrational energy, it matters. It makes a big, big difference. All right, so I'm going to timestamp that right now at 16:30. So welcome to the Destiny part of the reading. If you didn't check out the weekly card, it was about exploring your options and creative problem solving. But there was a little more than that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select a card for your next best action step to put you on your path towards your destiny. And you have maintenance. In this case, maintenance means to maintain and protect your own energy and vibration. It is important to protect your energy. If you don't do this, you risk breaking down your own energy resources at all levels, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. That's that proceeding softly. That is that proceeding softly. Scorpio is a time of death and rebirth. If you need a break, take a break. Goodness sakes. Energy is really going to shift come January. Things are going to speed up. So right now, during retrograde, when it's all about the revisit, the renew, the replenish, the reinvigorate. Rest starts with an R-E. It's all the R-E words. You know, so it's that letting things die, resting, going, you know, breaking down and replenishing to be ready for the next cycle, which is, you know, well, after the winter, right? The winter is the real big rest, right? And so it's preparing for that. It's the ending of a cycle to begin a new one. Oh, are we talking love? I think we're talking giving love, though. We have the man holding a heart. So, could this be a man holding a heart offering something to you? Yes, absolutely. But because it's a general reading, I feel like this is more the masculine energy of showing love. Let's see what we get here. Let's just see what we get here. Okay. Interested to see. So the key to the situation, well, it's opening of the fourth chakra. So yeah, Saint Raphael healing your heart, opening the chakra, being willing to show and express your love. Seems like that could be a real thing here. It could, of course, be an offer of love coming in. Because it's in the overall energy, I feel like that could actually be going either way. In the recent past, Lots of questions, standing there, waiting for news and information to come in as to whether or not you should walk out the garden gate. When I see this card, it's like indecision, trying to make a decision. Should I stay or should I go? I've got it pretty good here. I know what this is. It's kind of mundane, but you know, it's comfortable. But out there looks really interesting. What do I do? Should I take the risk? Should I go? So seeking the information, trying to make the decision, the transformation happens in the arena of financial, receiving financial. Oh, God, I can't even talk. Woman holding the coin is the receptive energy of financial income coming into you. And so somehow the receiving of money, and remember, 8th house is about other people's money. Receiving money somehow transforms the situation. Maybe it frees you to be able to go. Maybe you get an inheritance and you're like, okay, now I can move. Oh my gosh, we have a karmic situation here. We have like, not even that, I want to say a twin flame situation here. Because here we have the man holding the coin. This is the giving and the receiving. We have the man holding the heart. We have the heart chakra here. But this is on your mind. It's not even in the heart space. In the heart space, you have had trouble tapping into your intuition and or listening to your higher self. You've been doubting your higher self. Like maybe, well, you know, I'm trying to make up my mind. What do I think I should do? I'm not really sure. I can't. The indecision feels like it's like your intuition has been telling you something, but you're like, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I can believe that. Okay. In blossoming abundance in the heart space in the future. And this looks... So let's take finances out of it for a second and look at the fact that this is a couple, okay? This is the feminine and the masculine. This is also the earthly thing. So this is very practical. This is actually building a foundation in the physical world. So it could be a marriage proposal. It's stability. It's the Pentacles energy, you know, of the, you know, that King and the Queen of Pentacles energy of the nurturing and growing something, of the being able to manifest it wherever. But it's the fact that it's a couple. This is in the abundance arena though. And so it feels like abundance of security in a very physical way. But your heart also has blossoming abundance. And we have this over receiving, well, not receiving, but it's showing love. The obstacle in the past has been overcoming some kind of a situation to get to the victory. So I feel like this has been a long time coming. And maybe the victory has been happening. Your intuition was saying so, but you weren't really sure. Okay, currently what is required of you is strategy. Do the research. Find out what you need to find out. Ask the questions. Also, what I see here is journaling. And it does say journal log. And it has the... So, strategy, yes. But if you're trying to strategize with your higher self, if you sit down and you write, and you start writing about what you're thinking about, answers and information will come to you. So if you are like doubting what your thoughts are, struggling with that, start journaling about it. See what comes out. It's called automatic writing. It's actually channeling your higher self. And this card is all about channeling your higher self. It's Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel has the wisdom from your past lives stored in the information. And so journaling will help bring it out so that you know what's going on. And then we have adjacent possibilities. Doors opening. There are opportunities here. Blossoming abundance. It could be that you're balancing things in a very financial way and you need to be strategic about it, or this could be about love. It feels like it's about love. Especially with Archangel Raphael sitting right there in the heart of the situation, the key. All right. So some general overall advice regarding your overall health and well-being. Apparently that card wanted to come out, so we'll take it. Use your natural healing abilities. Supportive and healing work. I feel like this is about healing of the heart. So ask Saint Raphael to come in and help heal your heart, to cut the cords of negative energy, to release the crap that doesn't work in your life so that you can bring this love in, right? We have relationship. Oh, we are talking love. We are talking love. So, relationship, and we have home help. This is thank you for the courage to ask for and accept help from you, the angels, and others in matters regarding my home and family. This looks like a married couple here. And so this is that kind of energy that's being worked on here. And so if you've been struggling in a relationship, this is an opportunity to heal the heart, to allow the abundance in your heart to blossom, to continue to grow it, right? Adjacent Possibilities is all about continuing to grow a situation and to move things forward. And so this looks really good. So it looks like a lot of possibility, a lot of opportunity there. All right. Moving on to abundance. I thought it would be about money, but it's not really showing up as money very often, but there looks like it could be with you. So let's just see what we get here. Advice, guidance in that arena. So we have God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source, and your faith opens the doorways to receive. So face your financial fears. So we are going to talk a little bit about money and pay yourself first. Okay, you are the first time that we have talked money in what I thought was going to be the money talk. So we do have the male and the female, the balancing of the giving and the receiving of finances, the strategy involved. Are you an emotional spender? Because with the heart healing here in the center, the question becomes, do you go shopping when you're upset? Are you, is that something you do? Do you have difficulty saving? We are coming up into the holiday time where people tend to overspend. And so this paying yourself first feels like two things. One, making a budget is facing your financial fears. That's when you sit down and you write it all out. What do you owe? What is your disposable income? Make a budget and stick to it for the holidays. Overspending on family is not showing them love. Showing love would be teaching your family that there are limits and boundaries. And right now with Pluto about to come into conjunction with Saturn, which is all about limits, and all about limits, staying within your financial limits, paying yourself first. So this holiday season, instead of overspending, see if you can come out of the holiday season being creative in the way that you give so that you're not leaving people out, but you still add it to your savings account, and not because you're using your credit card, only using cash. Challenge yourself. And ask the divine to provide opportunities for you to earn additional income to help you to afford to do these things, and see where it comes from. And so we have the Merchant. Opportunities to prosper are everywhere. Okay, Spirit wants you to look for the adjacent possibilities, to strategize, to figure out how you can create financial stability even through this time of the year where everybody is not necessarily paying attention to what they're doing, and then they end up regretting it because it feels really important. Right now, this new moon in Scorpio is in opposition with Uranus and Taurus. And Uranus and Taurus is all about chaotic financial and food sources. Like, so that's why farming's been all jacked up with all the tariffs and the terrible weather. It's like, as Uranus is in Taurus, it's jacking that up. Financial systems are being jacked up. There is a warning that I read about skimming of credit cards online. So if you are going to shop online, don't use your credit card. Definitely don't use your debit card. Never give them access to your bank account. At least with a credit card, you have an opportunity to get your money back. But they said to shop through like a place that has really great financial barriers in place. So Amazon is one, but using PayPal. If you're going to shop at some other place, use PayPal to pay for it, because all PayPal does is money, right? And so they spend a lot of time and resources and money working to make sure that they keep that secure. So it's the more secure way to do that. But again, I really want to encourage you to be creative in gift giving. It is supposed to be a gift from the heart, right? So be creative. So you have, which this is for actual art. This is 34, which is a 7, and you have 19, which is a 1. So it's a manifestation. And we also have this taking the higher road, but it looks more like a balancing kind of act there. And this looks like transformation with butterflies and stuff. But let's just read what it says. This is the path of the soul. This is about where you are on your soul's journey right now. Clarity. Okay, that makes sense. Where are we? Oh, that was a different one. Okay, clarity. Intuition, right? A beautiful clarity has begun for you. Your mental, physical, and emotional bodies are undergoing a detoxification process. You may have already noticed that your thought processes are more clear and exact. Your physical body is running more energy, and old emotional issues are being released from the cells. Once this cleanse is complete, you can look forward to experiencing more joy and contentment in life. This clarity also brings with it a deeper understanding of your purpose here on Earth. You are being renewed in every way. So it looks like you need to clean up the financial aspect. It feels like that's where the energy needs to be focused right now as you're working through this process of detoxifying the negative karmic situations from your life so that you can progress forward. So it's almost as though this is an opportunity here with Christmas to like practice good financial fiscal responsibility so that you can prove to yourself that, hey, I can do it. Because if I could do this for this 2 months at this time, then I could probably do it going forward. So this card right here is called Red Native. From the time of the first man, every thought has been recorded within the collective consciousness. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. You do have this card here. So this is the purple, the crown chakra. So really getting in touch with your higher self is a big deal here. Okay, the collective consciousness, you can either draw from the source, or you can consciously make a positive contribution to it. You have much wisdom within you, and it is time to share it. Red Native is calling you to begin imparting your knowledge with others. This can be in the form of talking. However, there are many other ways to communicate, such as writing, art, teaching, collaborating at work on a project. There's lots of ways. Whatever your choice, you are actually making a lasting contribution by raising the collective consciousness of man. Wow, that's a big responsibility. But you can do it. What's interesting is this is 34, which is a 7, but it's on page 52, which is another 7. That's cool. Just saying. I like numerology. It's interesting. You should go out and take a look at what your house number is. And then look it up on a numerology website and see if it doesn't kind of sound like what goes on in your house. Okay. So, overall energy. Okay, so you have Hathor receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition energy and the ability to give to others. Allow yourself to receive love. Allow yourself to receive financial. Allow yourself to receive information and intuition. Open your heart and allow yourself to receive love. I just saw that again. Blossoming abundance is coming into your life. It looks really, really good. So, Pisces, practice your fiscal responsibility. And I think just spending time in meditation and listening to your higher self or journaling, however it is you get there. But information is trying to get through to you, so allow it to. All right? You take care. You have a great week. We'll talk soon.